welcome back to 5-Day Crypto. My name is Chase. Today we're going to talk about Ethereum. Ethereum is on one hell of a tear, so we had to make a Saturday video. Kind of a rarity, but when you got Ethereum We Trust shirts on, and Ethereum is moon blasting, look at this move. This is daily. This is on a daily chart through the sky. So is it likely that we're going to continue this? Well, it'd be nice, but we're probably going to have a pullback at some point. So let's look at that today. We're going to look at the levels to watch, to the upside, to the downside, the daily, the weekly. We're going to look at the Gaussian channel. We're going to just look at some other indicators that'll help you out. So let's get right to it. Ethereum on the daily, like we said, look at these green candles. One hell of a move. What are these? If you're new, these are the moving average, the exponential moving averages. This is your 21, your 50, your 100, and 200. Now, notice how I said those in order. This is exactly what you want to see for bigger moves. Case in point, going back. Let's look back. Look at your moving averages. Do you notice anything? When they have good separation, they're in order from least to greatest, you're getting big moves. When you get all tangled up down in here, you can't make a whole lot of moves. When you get tangled up, you can't make a whole lot of moves. But look what's happening. Did you notice we just did something similar like this? Okay. So look at the move that Ethereum was making as the moving averages are getting sorted out. Way back in the pandemic drop, we got above it. Look at this. We're going to come back and test at some point something like this. Now, I'm not saying that this is coming. We could obviously come all the way back down, but we got to look at both sides to be prepared. To be a professional trader, you got to look at the good, the bad, the ugly, and just roll with it. So right now, look at how high we are. This is one hell of a move, like we said. Let's go up to a little bit higher time scale and see what we have and see if we got any more information. Well, this is on the weekly chart now, so each candle is a week. These are still the same moving averages. Notice how they're already separated out, at least the greatest, and actually haven't been tangled since the pandemic drop on a weekly scale. That's a great sign. So Ethereum is holding above the 21 EMA, which you want to see in a bull market. Look, notice here how we bounced, but why did we come back down? Well, we held this, so we should have been still in a bull market. Well, we probably still are, but let's look at the bull market support band, which is our 20-week SMA in the red and our 21 EMA in the yellow. So in order to get a strong, safe bounce, and you know that you're going to bounce for good, you want to have the red on the bottom. See here, look at this. The yellow is on the top when the big moves come. Look at this. When we came back down, held it as support, the yellow is on top. You want your 21 EMA on the top and not on the bottom. When you start crossing these, that's when you probably have your warning sign that maybe there's some trouble on the horizon, which we got a little bit out of Ethereum, but Ethereum did better than most altcoins during this drop. And now it's doing better than most altcoins moving back to the upside. Now, Ethereum, by definition, is an altcoin, but I certainly wouldn't call Ethereum an altcoin. I think it's kind of the king of the altcoins, so to speak, but that's neither here nor there. Now, what else do we have to look for? So if we come back down, what I'm saying, we want to, we have to get that 21 EMA back above. Just like here, right? We need to get that back above. Now, this will move faster than the 20-week SMA. Simple moving averages move slower than exponential moving averages. So you want to get this back above. If we continue up, what's our next level of resistance? It's probably likely going to be either the wick or the bottom of this candle. We closed at 35.85. That would just be minor resistance, I would say. Notice that we don't have any moving averages really to go off of. So as you come down and up through moving averages, they will likely act as minor support and resistance. Certainly the 21 EMA and the 20-week SMA, the band here, will certainly act as that. But that's the top side to that. The bottom side is once we come back down, it would be great to see the 21 the EMA, excuse me, on top of the 20-week SMA, and then we would, if we hold that as support on a weekly scale, now with bigger time frame, which is what I focus on this channel. I don't do the 15-minute chart. Don't worry about the 4-hour too much. I'm more bigger picture. I only make a handful of trades a year, but when I bite big, and when I sell big. So that's I like to ride these kind of waves. I don't like to get in the chop, right? I like to ride the tsunamis. So that's what I focus on. So let's go down and look at our Gaussian channel. If you're unfamiliar with this, you're probably going to like it in the not so distant future. So if you've watched any of my videos, you know we like to keep it on the 5-day for the Gaussian. Why? You can use it on the daily, sure. You can use it on the 3-day, the weekly, but it has more fake outs. It has less concrete evidence of moves. If you use it on the 5-day, more than likely you're not going to get those fake outs that you don't want rather. So what causes the red to green? I'm glad you asked. So if we come up here and you see this channel kind of leveling off, leveling is fine. If you go down, if you start moving even like 1% to the downside, it turns red. Now what does that mean? Well, it's just more of a bearish move. It's likely meaning that you're just going to spend more time at these lower levels rather than making massive moves to the upside like this. If we do turn red in a week, a month, 2 months, whatever, anytime you turn red, you want to wait for the price action to be on top of the channel, 1, and then you want the channel to turn green, 2. So you have to have 2 check marks. If you have both those check marks, you're on the top side, it's green, it turned green, you know that a big move is on the horizon. Now, it doesn't mean it just moonshoots immediately once it turns green. That's not what it means. It's not green, Dominic Toretto, floor it to the 10-second quarter mile. Okay, this is marathon still, as you can tell. It took Ethereum a long time to snap out of this, right? So even when we got above a channel, right, good sign, not quite, because it's not green. The channel's not green. Now, we don't have to turn red first. If we stay green and price action looks like it is, we held as support here. So we don't have to turn red and then green. We could stay green. You could stay green and have massive moves. Look at this. It was never green before, right? Going way back to Ethereum heydays now in the $10, $11 range, okay? So you can hold support on these. As soon as we start pulling away here, great signs ahead, right? So let's watch this on the 5-day. You can pull this up. You just type in Gaussian channel, Gaussian. Type it in. It should come right up. This should default just like this. I would recommend the 5-day. These lines here will act as support and resistance. The median line will act as big support and resistance. It's hence the thickness of it. So anytime you're below the Gaussian channel, if you ever see that, towards the bottom or under it, those are the buying opportunities of a lifetime. You should likely load up as much as possible. Not financial advice. You can do what you want. Nothing's financial advice. Do your own research. But in my opinion, you can go look at Bitcoin. Anytime it's been under the Gaussian channel on 5-day, you're going to look like a rock star in a year from now, 2 months from now, whatever. Look at that. Even if you would have bought like the top of this or up in here, like right when it dropped, if you're under that and you bought right there, would you be mad if you loaded up on Ethereum at $156? Highly doubtful. All right. So what else do we got? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's look at the stochastic RSI for the weekly. This is exactly what we want to see when prices are bullish. You want to you don't want the price, you don't want the stochastic to be kind of up here and on its way down as we're getting to these prices, right? You want it to this is your momentum, which is based on the RSI. This is your stochastic RSI. So the RSI is based on price. The stochastic RSI is based on the RSI. So this shows you the momentum of the price move. So we want this to work out in our benefit. What you want to watch for and wait for by the inventor of this, he says to wait until we get into the shaded box before you have a confirmed move. So we're not there yet. Now you might say, well, what's that? Well, that's the stochastic. I like to wait for the average. The red is the average. You can notice the red is more smooth than the blue, right? Look how choppy the blue is. So it can have a little bit more hesitations, more fake outs. Follow the red. When the red is back up in here at 20 and the blue is, and you want to have a good angle. That's the other thing. You don't want these little wimpy angles. The more vertical, the better. So if we can come up here and, moon shoot, that would be great. Then Ethereum would likely be testing all-time highs again if we get back up in these areas. Now, another thing to watch for is even on indicators like this, you can draw rough kind of trend lines. So there's only 2 touch points here, but I would be wary until, if you see us breaking above this area, mid 40s, with the stochastic, then it's go time, in my opinion. That is just another helpful tip for your toolbook, because you can have little fake outs every now and again. Now, Ethereum was going up in these prices. You can go look back at these dates. Ethereum was going up, but then back down it comes. So you want to clear this level. You notice this too. Like, you have kind of this rough kind of resistance line right in here in the mid 50s, right? So let's get above that. Let's get above our, that trend line down, and then we can be more confident of a big move that's coming. One last thing, the ADX and DI. This might be new to your toolbox too, but you can add it. ADX and DI, you can see it up here. Now, what is the ADX? Well, this is it in the orange, the little tiny orange line here. That is your momentum of whatever the DI is doing. The DI, what is that? Well, that's both of these. The DI is the DI negative, which is, you could say, the bears, is the red. The DI positive, which is the bulls, in the green. Green, good. Red, bad. Got it? Easy. You want to watch for crosses to the upside. The downside, whatever. A bullish move to the upside is what you want to watch for. On a bigger time scale, the bigger the momentum of the move, the bigger concrete powerhouse, okay? Look at what we've just done. Powerhouse breakthrough up. When was the last time that happened? Well, look, April 2020. What did Ethereum start doing then? Good stuff. Go look at late April, mid to late April for Ethereum. It was doing good stuff. Last time before that, January, that was doing good stuff. Look at those prices. Yeah, we came back down, but this is a rarity, right? Look at in history for Ethereum. Here's one cross up, maybe two. That's not very bullish, or it's not very, concrete blast off, right? We just had a baby cross up. You want these big crosses like this, right? This is not even that big of a cross either. But look, in the past 4 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 crosses in 4 years. So it's not like it happens all the time. This is a good sign. Now, what is the kind of the red flag wait for? Well, I would like to see the ADX, which is the line. We need to kind of swoop back up here, right? So we need to turn the ship around pretty quick. Now, that is just your momentum of that move, because we want this to continue up like this. So in order to do that, we have to have the ADX behind us. So it has to flip around here. So you could see the dates down here. This is already September. So this is big time frame, which is not the next 2 days. So Ethereum could drop back down all the way to 2,500, 2K, whatever, and we could still be bullish, right? You want to watch this for the turnaround. If we get back above 25 is usually the area I like to watch for the ADX. Going above 25 is start to be the more power and control. If we get above 40 to 50, we start getting up there, those are really bullish signs, and you can expect much higher highs to continue. So that is ADX and DI in a nutshell. If you're new, if you have any questions on that, how to set it up, I'm happy to help. I try to respond to all my comments, so leave me a comment. Let me know if you're new here. I appreciate you. I want to give a shout out to CoinsKid. If you don't follow him yet, go follow him. He gave me a shout out on Twitter. I give him a shout out here. We're making a video on Saturday. It's pretty rare. So Ethereum's going great. Cautiously optimistic is the word of the day. This could still be, believe it or not, you might not want to hear it, this could still be a relief rally. We could go back down. We want to be on high alert, but the signs are there that we are turning the ship around. Hopefully we're not the Titanic. We don't want to turn around in an iceberg, okay? We want to turn around and, be on the Maersk. If you don't know what the Maersk is, go Google it. It is M-A-E-R-S-K, I believe. It's the biggest ship in the world. It's massive, huge. That was my terrible attempt at... I'll stop there before I get into more trouble. Thank you so much for watching this long. If you have 57 gold stars, give us a follow, like, Twitter, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. If you don't want to do any of it, it's okay. Just smile. I'll see you on the next video. Stay classy, San Diego.